Well, hello and welcome to Old People This Week. My name is Jeff, and those two, the identical twins, they don't look like it, but they're identical twins, are Mike and Paul. They were separated at birth, same mom. Mike was raised on the eastern side of the state of Washington by a pack of wild wolves, and
That's right.
Paul was raised on the western side of Washington in a hippie commune. We are your hosts. Old People This Week is for baby boomers, so if you're under 60 and you snuck in here, stick around, you'll learn something. Now we have a big announcement to make here. We're producing a special episode of this show on Thursday, June 12th. It'll be the whole show will be about the OJ murders and the everything that happened after them on the anniversary of the murders. So we'll give you more information as we get closer, but all three of us are amateur sleuths and we'll get to the bottom of everything. And I conducted the longest interview post-murder with Mr. Simpson, and I will give you the story about how that happened.
Lucky you.
Yeah, he was a piece of work. All right.
I'd have been afraid to walk into that room. I really would have.
Yeah, first of all, he's a big man, big dude.
Yeah.
Big dude. Okay, before we start, Mike and Paul, being twins, of course, are close, but nothing like these Australian twins I'm about to show you. They were featured on the Jimmy Kimmel Show. I'm going to set this up a little bit. They are sisters. They live in Australia, normal people, and they witnessed a crime, and a reporter from a local TV station with a camera went out there and interviewed them, and this is what happened.
He was up there with our mum, and he went up there and he was
coming back down
towards us, and he goes, "Run, he's got a gun." And our heart started to pound, and I said, "Oh, Mum, where's Mum?" And poor Mum was stuck up there, but apparently our brave Mum, she goes, "Are you all right?"
because he had all blood
all over his face. And he goes,
Insane, absolutely insane.
In sync.
In
Yeah.
sync. Yeah, insane and in sync. Incredible. Now, Mike, Paul, do you answer in the same voice?
Yes.
Yes, Jeff.
You're supposed to say no, by the way. All right. I'm going to start off with a couple of rants that I've moved up from the bottom of the show to the top. First of all, Meta, the company that's owned by that Zuckerberg.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. Meta has digital companions now that will talk sex with users, even children.
Good boy.
They're on Instagram, Facebook, and WhatsApp are empowered to engage in romantic role play that can turn explicit. A little kid can do this.
Yeah.
That's what's troubling.
They put their thumb and their forefinger together. They can get on and create all sorts of havoc. It's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that sucks, and that's what's happening, and we wanted to call that out. And the second rant is I got another one of these. I got another text message that said there's a toll violation, that I have a toll violation.
Yeah.
And if I didn't pay it right now, literally, they were very on me. They said you'll have late payment fees,
Yeah.
suspension of vehicle registration, and collection actions.
Yeah.
This thing is widespread. This is
should-
all over the country, and it's been in every news story everywhere. I would be interested to see actually how many people are clicking on that.
Yeah. It was on the evening news a while back, on the
It was.
national evening news, that it's one of the leading scams in the country right now.
And you know what it
Unbelievable.
is too. They said all I owed was $3.99. So
Yeah.
when you think, if it's only $3.99, I'll just what the hell, just
Yeah.
go down and pay it, and then next thing you know, they're coming for your house.
Yeah. And 1 million people pay $3.99. That was a pretty good gig.
Good day's work or not work.
We need the money. Let's do it ourselves. All right, celebrities. First thing is, those 6 women who foolishly went up into space last week on that 11-minute joyride of theirs?
Yeah.
Cost about $9 billion for 11 minutes.
Yeah.
Well, they're still taking a lot of criticism. Now, 5 of the women are smart enough not to get involved anymore and just refuse to talk about it. But one of them, Gayle King, will not stop talking about this.
Yeah.
She's become defensive about it.
And then my question is, have y'all been to space? Have you been to space? Go to space.
Gayle King said, we, meaning she and the other women, can all speak to the response we're getting from young women, young girls, about what this represents. This was really a lot of work. What went into getting us up and getting us down?
Bullshit. You just look at the makeup of the crew. I mean, obviously the two legitimate rocket scientists were along just to give some credence to the whole effort. But the other three, I mean, come on.
Joyride.
Bezos paid for the whole thing because his fiance philanthropist.
Yeah, that's a great ad there. Uh-huh.
Jesus,
Yeah,
give me a break.
The fiance, the television producer who went out and took a $325,000 watch aboard and showed it off when she got up there. And Katy Perry, a singer who's married to Orlando Bloom. That's who went
Yeah.
up there in space for us.
Yeah, great.
Talk about somebody who cannot relate to her audience. I mean, this is why CBS Morning is the #3 rated morning show. I swear, she's just out of the loop, you know.
Yeah, they're out of the loop. Well, I didn't realize they were the #3 show.
Oh no, for 25 years they've been #3, not even close. It's a crazy story. I mean, even there was something today I read that when they got back to the ground, a Kardashian gave Lauren Sanchez some multi-million-dollar present as well for reaching Earth again. It was like,
I'm reaching Earth again.
Oh, geez, we were all breathlessly waiting
yeah,
on
I didn't know
waiting.
what happened until it was over.
Hey,
Okay. Last week, if you guys remember the show, I was talking about that secret race, the race that's run from Santa Monica to Las Vegas, and that I was going to form a team called Great Balls of Fire, and it would be
Yeah.
me and you two, and
Yeah.
we would run that distance. Well, that plan's kind of got screwed up because Mike can't run 20 feet and he'd fall over and pass out. And Paul, you said you could do a quarter mile. That's not any help. And me, bad leg or not, I would have to do the other 41 hours of running to get to Vegas.
yeah,
So
you couldn't do it on a dirt bike.
I would absolutely do it. I would be out there running my ass off while you guys are gasping and having oxygen given to you. So knew that you guys couldn't do it, so I went looking for someone else, and I think I found her now. So I'm going to take your place.
okay.
So, and we've also done a story on granny guns. This woman here makes granny guns look like nothing, like a feeble old
Yeah.
woman. Her name is Jenny Rice, Jeannie Rice. Jenny Rice. She is 77 years old, and she just ran the Boston Marathon in 4 hours and something. So there you are, boys.
Good for her. Yeah.
Yeah.
She's broken the women's world records in the 75 to 79 age group at every distance, and at times has beaten the fastest man in that age group as well. At the Boston Marathon, according to unofficial results, her time was 4 hours, 27 minutes, 17 seconds. It was slow for Rice, but she still placed first in her age group. She's 5'2", she weighs 95 pounds, as opposed to, I'm not even going to go on weight, Mike and Paul weigh. Sorry,
Hey.
her physiology is so striking that her oxygen intake is that of like a 25-year-old woman.
Good for her.
Now, she and I are on the team, but Paul's still on it. Mike, you're gone. I
gonna
have
be
to
the
find
spotter.
I have to find someone else maybe to replace Paul, unless you start training Paul so you can go more than a quarter mile. Because me and Janine, maybe I don't want to carry the whole other 250 miles to Vegas.
I'm going to be driving an ambulance behind you.
Saying,
When you collapse with your titanium ankle the first half
don't
mile.
forget about the $6 million man here.
Yeah, you're going to be looking out the
all
window.
my fans as I'm going on, touching my head and waving. No sweat and nothing. Me and Janine.
Look for the guy in the rickshaw going across the desert.
All right, Mike, here's your chance. Every week we give you your own little segment called Vaya con Dios. Let's hear it. Who's passed away?
Actually, nothing really notable this week. So there.
I like it.
You have 7 days to sit in front of a computer and find three people who died. Oh my God.
No, here's the truth. You sent the note regarding the special we're going to do, and my assignment was to recap what's happened to all the cast of characters.
Everybody.
So that's what I had prepared.
Well, that's not for this week. That's for when we do the show. Our viewers want to know what happened. Everybody knows what happened to OJ.
And
Everybody's gonna know what happened to
I know that.
Shapiro
I-
and to all the
That's not my
action.
point. My point is, a director, your instructions were incredibly vague and misleading.
What I like is when you Google who died this week, and the number one answer is the Pope. And you got nobody.
Get the paramedic in there. Vaya con Dios, Mike. All right, Mike. Thank you for nothing. All right, we'll move on then. Oh. You are out of your mind. People are going to be turning this thing off all over America. Oh my God.
You got Jeff with that one, Mike. That was good.
Oh God. You need a lungectomy. Everything's
do.
got to be taken out of the inside of you, replaced with new stuff. Because
I'll hock up a cashmere sweater here in a minute.
Nice.
All right. Tori Spelling. I know, but I have a big thing for Cindy Crawford. Christy Brinkley.
Oops, a crack in the armor, a chink in the armor.
Don't be saying that around Christy Brinkley. She'll get jealous. And I know, Mike, you have a thing for Tori Spelling. She was 51.
No,
She was
pathetic
on
thing.
90210. She went bankrupt. She did all kind of work on her face. She's had all these crazy relationships. But when you're a star like her, an ex-star like her, and you want to stay in the news, you say outrageous things. And she said this. She wishes folks were able to watch an X-rated video she made with her ex-husband, Dean McDermott, and she lamented that the sex tape was never leaked.
Oh, brother. I guess you could slide a little lower on the pathetic pole than that, but I'm not sure how much.
All right, too bad for her. Nobody wants to watch her sex tape, sorry.
And she must have now she must have all her father's money, too, on top of all this. I mean, it's like, she must have all of it.
She pissed it away. She doesn't have anything.
Unbelievable.
You couldn't piss that much money away.
I was going to say,
She could.
oh my gosh.
She could. She probably didn't get it in the first place. I mean, somebody was smart enough along the way.
The house that he had up in Beverly Hills.
That thing was a
Yeah.
definition of mansion.
Yeah.
You
Well,
could
and
see
Jeff,
it.
after he passed away, she had the top 2 floors of that building in Century City.
Oh, the condo where the mom lived.
Who knows what she did with all that money? But
Yeah.
all she's worried about is sex tapes right now, so who cares? Let's talk about a person who matters, Christy Brinkley.
Here we go. Paul, I'm going to go get a cocktail while.
Yeah, I'll join you. Okay, let's go.
The greatest woman in the world has dropped a book this week. She's written a memoir called Uptown Girl.
Wonder what it's about.
I don't know because I'm not going to read it because I know all she's going to be talking about is that idiot Billy Joel, and I can't stand him. So
Yeah, you'd probably be right about that.
He's jealous. He's just jealous that she spent her lifetime with Billy Joel.
she didn't spend her life though. She was with him for a couple of years. They had a kid together, and then Billy Joel, like a fool, I think. Who knows why they broke up?
My girlfriend Heidi Klum looks better.
That's true. Mike is right about that.
Yeah, much
All
better.
right. Don't even bring up Heidi Klum next to the goddess
And-
Christy Brinkley, please.
Don't worry, Mike. Another new season of AGT is just around the corner.
If I live that long.
We're gonna have to have like a paramedic standing behind you when we do this podcast, just in case something happens, you flop over and die or something.
Oh yeah, this cough is horrible. It's no fun.
Yeah, I bet it's no fun. I know, Mike, you're devastated that Jiggly Caliente, the drag performer who appeared on 2 seasons of RuPaul's Drag Race, and who served as a judge on the Philippines version of the show. She passed away. I'm sorry to tell you.
Yep, crushed, absolutely crushed.
Her real name was Bianca Castro Arabejo. She died of complications stemming from a severe infection. Too bad for her. Adios, amigo. I know that you wouldn't have brought this up in your
No,
lame-o Vaya con Dios segment, so I figured I better bring it up.
yeah, no, I'm a little more selective than that.
Yeah. All right. Worst human in America.
Okay.
This person has been the worst human in America for a number of years now, because she's known as the Doomsday Mom, and she murdered her own kids. So that's why she's the worst human in America.
Right.
Well, she was convicted of those 2 murders, and then they put her on trial for murdering her ex-husband, Charles Vallow. So Lori Vallow decided to represent herself. Now, mind you, when she was on trial for the murders of her kids, the state of Idaho was so suspicious of her mental capacity, they put her in a home for like 6 months to try to see if she could stand trial.
Yeah,
And then she decides to represent herself on this trial, and guess what? Guilty.
the God made me do it defense did not work.
No.
Yeah. Well, the guy who did all these murders, by the way, was her crazy brother.
Her brother, yeah.
Who passed away, they say, of natural causes during this whole thing. But he was the one who actually killed the
Killed the kids.
7-year-old JJ and 16-year-old Tylee.
Yeah,
And then he killed Charles, shot him in the stomach or in the chest, in the house, in their own house.
Jesus, what a mess. What
I was
a
going
mess.
to say, what a complicated mess.
No,
Oh, it is complicated. It is complicated. But just put it this way: wherever she was, and her husband Chad Daybell were, people died, including
Yeah.
Chad's wife, by the way.
yeah,
Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right.
yeah.
So we are constantly going on and on about how ridiculously stupid Gen Xers are, and Gen Zers, and anyone else who doesn't know how to meet a person through going to a bar and just being a normal human and dating like they should date, like how we tell them to date. But so that as long as people are still doing swiping all over the place and meeting people in odd, weird ways, things like this are going to happen. 2017, a woman named Samantha Thomas of Buffalo, New York, meets a guy on Tinder. A few dates followed. Wherever they went, casual drinks, a movie, a walk in the neighborhood, the guy left his hat firmly in place, just as he had on all his Tinder pics. It was summer, she said, and he had sort of a country vibe and casual style of dress, so I didn't think anything of it, she told HuffPost. But one night, one thing led to another, if you catch my drift. And off came the hat. He was bald. Damn, I was shocked. She says she's been attracted to bald men in the past, but the late night reveal was a game changer for her and the man. The sexual tension and the attraction just wasn't there anymore. You know what this is called, this whole thing, him wearing that hat?
No.
Hat fishing.
One of my favorite parts about being a hat fisher on the internet is you look at me like this, and I just look normal, but as soon as I take off my hat, bald!
I would make you wear a hat just to cover up that, whatever that is.
Look at this.
Here,
Look
I
at
would
this.
I would wear my
Perfect.
proudly.
Perfect. I'm growing it out a little, so it's going to be even more devastatingly beautiful.
It's not even. That one side is longer than the other. Look at it, Paul. Tell him. Look at its head. Look at it on the left side.
It's just the way it's lit. That's all.
Yeah, it's just the way it's
The
lit.
way it's lit.
It's my agent. Paul's my agent.
There you go. Just the way it's lit. It'll be fine. I was going to say, we need to go to sort of like coloring. Like we need to go like stark white or something crazy. Like we just need to.
I'll get us each a bottle of Just for Men, and then
No.
have dark hair.
There is no. I used to work with a guy who was like well into his 70s, and it was like he just lacquered that stuff on, and there was nothing worse than that. When everyone in the room's just talking about the color of your damn hair.
Yeah, I know, because it's unnatural, and we're natural men.
Nothing about it is natural.
Except for Mike, you haven't done your hair in a while.
No.
How long has that been?
This is 2 weeks.
That's 2 weeks growth.
Yeah. It'll be down to my shoulders in another month.
If I went 2 weeks, I would look like a hippie. Hair all over the place. It grows fast. Don't get caught up in hat fishing. None of us are single, but if we were single, we went on to one of these places and saw some woman, and she wore a hat all the time. And we brought her back to our house, and then we got in bed with her, and she pulls off her hat, and she's bald.
Yeah. I think that would be worse than, I don't know, but the bald guy thing, it doesn't seem that bad to me, but
I was going to say, I'm surprised it even makes headlines like this. It's like, really? Like,
yeah.
It's
He's
not,
been hat fished. He
I know,
didn't
but-
believe he was bald. And he was bald. He was hiding it.
Well,
doesn't
But I
seem like
wonder-
a crime.
at least they got together in person and they were out doing some things and spending some time. It sounded like over, a few days or weeks or whatever.
She should have
So
grabbed
at
his hat.
least they weren't sitting in their basement on their computers sharing photographs and lies with each other.
If she had any guts, she would have been in the bar with him and grabbed the hat and took it off before they got back to the house.
Yeah.
All right, speaking of romance and hat fishing and whatever, the Golden Bachelor, Mike and I, the first season of it, Mike and I were devoted like two crazy old men watching it every week and dissecting it and seeing what Gary Turner was up to. And of course, he didn't get married, he didn't get married.
Yeah, they did.
It did.
They did.
Yeah,
when they
that's
broke
right,
up.
because they had the big wedding ceremony.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then it fell apart within about 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And then he's disappeared. Now he's dying.
Yeah, they broke up 2 weeks before he got the he got the diagnosis 2 weeks before they broke up.
She dumped him. Yeah, that's like catfishing, rat fishing.
That's a hard go. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
So anyway, it's coming back. ABC pulled a surprise move and introduced a totally new face to Bachelor Nation, meaning they didn't take the next year's Bachelor
Yeah.
from the previous year's show. So who's the new Golden Bachelor? His name is Mel Owens, 66-year-old former NFL linebacker turned lawyer, who's ready to fall
surprise.
in love. Huh?
What a surprise.
He was born
Orange County NFL player, former an attorney.
Divorced. Yeah.
Yeah, come on. It's like this is the ABC. Hey, we can get the men to watch if we pick a former NFL player.
Yeah.
Oh, whatever.
Well, it doesn't. First of all, it's from the University of Michigan, which it means that I'm not watching it.
Oh, you can't even say that. You can't even say the M word.
I'm with you on that.
After his football career, he settled in Orange County, as Paul was saying, pursued a law degree. He represents clients in cases involving sports-related injuries. Yeah, this is all phony baloney. And by the way, I hope they did their background checks on this guy.
Yeah.
Because what is behind that divorce is going to come out somewhere. Somehow. They always make them look like these guys are saints, and they're not.
On that same article where they announced it, they also showed that two of the couples from the last season actually got together. Two of the guys and two of the gals.
Oh, really?
Yeah, got together and they both got married.
Who?
I didn't get the names, but at least there was some success.
Huh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
That is interesting. I'll have to find out who that is. Mike,
Yeah.
that's your assignment for you. See who got married. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Actually.
Yeah.
Because we were following those guys pretty closely.
Yeah, it was a pretty good group of guys. I mean, Frenchie was a littler.
He was a Chicago hairstylist, and that had a big, famous, well-known, popular business back there. And he wasn't going to go live with that, what's her name,
No.
at some farm in Maryland.
No.
Joan. No.
Yeah.
All right, Paul, give us an airline story, please.
So this comes as a little bit of a strange thing, but it's catching on in the air because now a Lufthansa flight from Los Angeles to Munich last week, they've been making these announcements. I've even noticed them when we're boarding and everything that, besides the life vest and the oxygen mask, now they're saying, if your electronics slip into the seat, and this is especially in business class, right, that call a flight attendant for assistance without trying to get it yourself. And it turns out that this flight, in particular, Lufthansa, was diverted to Boston because the iPad fell in the back of the seat, and because of the overheating, it actually physically changed shape and deformed. And because they were worried about fire, the plane was diverted. So now you're in a world of all electronics, and there's overhead, batteries and phones catching on. And I mean, every flight crew is trained how to put the phone into the bag with the 6 cans of water and, get it put out.
How do you pick up a burning phone and put it in a bag of water?
Well, on every plane, you got your asbestos mitts. Okay, so you got your mitts in your bag, and if you put the ratio is you put 6 cans of water, or a bottle of water, into this bag, and you submerge it in there, and you seal it up because it's an asbestos bag, and that'll seal the fire out.
Those gloves are for carrying around that crappy food out of the microwave. Not fired.
It's
There are
probably
other-
just as nuclear.
That's where the problem is. So basically, this is a cautionary tale that if you,
Yeah.
it's tough to
But I
travel.
mean,
with people
it's going to
with
happen to everybody because everyone drops their phone. Everyone falls asleep in business class or any, seat for that matter. But it's the complexities of these business class seats. I mean, there's so many recliner, flatbed, and everyone's electronics go into these crevices is what I'm trying to say, and they get to overheating, and sure enough, there's going to be smoke, and where there's smoke,
There better be a landing.
well, and you don't want it to happen while you're over the Atlantic. That's for damn sure.
Well, I don't want to be a passenger and sit next to Mike and see him hawk up that whatever just came out of his
A
throat.
loogie.
Oh my goodness.
No, but you know what? You'd want to be a passenger with me on your flight because I'd put it out for you. There you go.
Put a pair of asbestos gloves on, put a bag over Mike's head, and carry him out. Before he did it again.
You're going to be sorry being so
I
mean
think
to
I've
me.
been-
This is
my-
gonna.
I'm
This episode's
scarred.
gonna.
Scarred for life. Okay, so do you remember during the pandemic, the overwhelming, huge television show that was streamed, became enormously popular, was Tiger King.
Yeah.
He had this crazy exotic ranch down there in Florida, and people were trying to get him closed because of thinking the animals are all being misused and everything. And of course, he's accused of murder.
Of course.
And guess what? It was a 2019 conviction for murder to hire plot against animal rights activist rival Carol Baskin.
Yeah. She was the one who kept trying to shut him down all the time because of his tigers. Yeah.
Right.
And his initial sentence was 22 years. They knocked a year off it, so he's got a 21-year sentence now. Well, anyway, the long story short, Joe Exotic got married in prison. So we want to say
How sweet.
congratulations to Joe.
How sweet.
He's married with a guy named Jorge Marquez. I'm showing a picture of these two, the happy couple. He's crying.
So emotional.
He shared a picture of himself with his new husband to mark the milestone. He said, "I've never been more proud of someone meet my husband, Jorge Flores Maldonado." He's serving, they don't know they don't even say what he's serving for.
Yeah, what's he serving?
Who knows what that dude's in jail for. And this is Joe Exotic's third marriage. He also was married to, besides the first marriage, to Dylan Passage for 2 months before splitting in 2021. Oh, he was married to Travis Maldonado from 2015 to 2017, when that guy accidentally shot himself and died.
Total accident.
All right, so that's the story today, and I'm telling you, I'm still
crazy.
reeling from that. Still reeling from Mike. Oh my God. So we'll close out with a story. The headline says it all. New York City man lights sex toys on fires, causing 3 alarm blaze that ripped through the neighborhood. So this dude, his name is, I have his name, yeah, Harry Torres. He decides to go out into his backyard for some reason, set fire to a pair of sex toys, including a rubber vagina.
Don't.
Outside of his home in the back, and guess what? It causes it sets up flames that burn down 3 houses in the neighborhood on his street. It scorched his house, 2 neighboring houses, and 2 cars.
Good Lord.
It's not clear why the 37-year-old lit the intimate aides ablaze, but his bungled boudoir barbecue prompted officials to hit him with a slew of charges, including arson. I started the fire, Torres allegedly admitted to cops. I was in my backyard of my house and I lit 2 sex toys on fire.
There just can't be an explanation. Impossible.
I'd like to see a rubber vagina myself, that's for sure.
And you have his picture there, right? The picture's priceless.
Yeah, look at him getting arrested in his robe.
Yeah. All 300 pounds of him.
Oh, man. All right.
I just want to see that on an episode of Law and Order. I want to see that one. I want to see how they do that.
How do we handle that? CSI. Put the
CSI.
Get the DNA off of
But
that.
at the very least, it's got to end up on Night Court or something as a comedy. Come on.
Yeah. Well, that's right. That's where it'd be more appropriate. All right, everybody, thank you for coming today. Let's start this long passage out of here. We need you to subscribe. I didn't ask at the top of the show, which is a rare thing for me. I'm usually all over that. If you
We're not resting on our laurels. We need more subscribers. Let's go.
A ton more. Not making any money still. That's not good. Mike needs a haircut, clearly. He's not paying for that. Oh my
So
goodness.
beautiful. So
Mike
beautiful.
needs something done there. Whatever. Some kind of. They have to do a crowd fund here.
You need a lung transplant.
Oh, subscribe, please subscribe, and write us please to oldpeoplethisweek@gmail.com. We take all comments. We get a bunch. I haven't read any. I didn't do that this week either. I don't know why. I was so anxious to get into the show, but we get
And
a
also
lot of
some
comments.
questions. Ask us. We have 3 wise souls here who have great thoughts on many things of life's experiences. So we want to share our knowledge with you all.
We are 3 wise souls, that's for sure. Wise asses and wise souls.
Souls, asses. Yeah.
And check out our Substack at 52tasks.substack.com.
Yep.
I'm still waiting for Mike who's procrastinating. It's like his Viacom Dios didn't happen this week. And finally, before we go, it is Paul's birthday.
All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're not going to say how old he is because we don't want to reveal that he's how old he is really. But it's his birthday, so happy birthday, Paul. I know you're going on a big trip away from home to get out of your normal residence to have a fun weekend up in New York City. That'll be a blast. I wish
I'm returning to civilization this weekend. Yes.
Well, you can have fun. It's just the right time of year to be in New York City too. It's not too
Yeah,
hot,
perfect.
not too terrible.
Happy birthday, Paul.
Thank you. Thank you both.
And that's about it for the rest of us. Maybe next week we'll have a Viacom Dios. We'll see.
Yeah, we will.
All right. Thank you, everybody. Later.
Good night. Thanks.
Well, that was funny. I don't know if I can leave that gross ass thing in there, but
Cut it out. That was horrible. But that shit comes
I'm not
up and
cutting
it's
it out.
just,
I have to look at it. It's too, because I'm referring to it the whole rest of this. Oh my God.
Oh my God.
You didn't even turn your back on it.
no, it's
All right,
just,
everybody, I did stay. I didn't press off yet, so we're
Yeah.
still here. Oh, stay tuned now because Reese, the crazy old man, has got a story to tell you right now. So stay tuned.
I love that. Reese.
Goodbye.
okay. Take care.
Here's the Old People This Week quote of the week. There's nothing like that first taste of beer at 9:30 in the morning. Doc, Cannery Row by John Steinbeck.